Kuzu Zangpo and a very warm welcome to Bhutan This week. I am Namgyo Wangchuk and our top stories for this week. Ambassadors from 6 countries presented their credentials to His Majesty the King. 6 workers have been buried at Samtse Hydropower Project 2 site. And local residents of Trongsa fear blasting carried out to widen east-west highway could damage their centuries-old zone. Ambassadors from 6 countries presented their credentials to His Majesty the King at the Kunre of Chozong. The ambassadors are from Korea, Myanmar, Mongolia, Norway, Serbia and Slovenia. A father of 2, the Korean ambassador was the Consul General in United Arab Emirates. 60-year-old ambassador from Myanmar joined the civil service in 1974 as platoon commander. The Mongolian ambassador has been serving as the ambassador to India since last year. The ambassador from Norway joined the service in 1981 and is the ambassador to India since last year. The ambassador from Serbia joined the Foreign Affairs in 2004 and new ambassador of Slovenia to Bhutan joined the civil service in 1986. As the 6-month maternity leave for women working in civil service comes into effect from March 1st, those currently on maternity leave shall be eligible for it. A press release from the Royal Civil Service Commission states the leave will be counted from the date of birth of the child.
Furthermore, those who have resumed office before the child turned 6 months old as of today can avail themselves of the balance leave. Such civil servants will have to apply for it as per the notification from the RCSC. Also, those who are currently on earned leave or extraordinary leave for childcare can convert their remaining leave into maternity leave from today. As per the press release, this move by the RCSC is keeping in mind the importance of exclusive breastfeeding of 6 months and the underlying health impact to the child and mother. Findings of the National Nutritional Survey 2015 show the exclusive breastfeeding rate in Bhutan is only 51.4%. In addition, the Commission has extended the baby feeding break for mothers with babies up to 24 months old. Their lunchtime has been extended from 12 noon to 2 p.m. With effect from today, the RCSC also extended paternity leave from 5 working days to 10 working days. According to the release, these changes are part of the Commission's efforts to improve workplace conditions for civil servants and it has been made possible with support of the government. Extension of maternity leave was given a prime focus by the government during its political campaign in 2013. Dojjama, BBS News.
6 workers, all of Indian origin, have been completely buried after loose soil above the downstream surge chamber of the Samtse Hydropower Project 2 gave way on Thursday. The incident occurred at 1 in the morning when the 6, along with 12 others, had been working the night shift. The rest escaped unhurt. 6 families and 5 shops, including a hotel in Samtse town, lost almost everything in a fire incident on Wednesday. The fire that started around 5:30 p.m. in the evening razed a 2-storied house.
2 pawn shops, 2 optical shops and 1 hotel were in the 2-storied house that was razed by a fire last evening. 6 families were also renting apartments in the ground floor. The police, with help from local people, managed to control the fire in about an hour. The two optical shops managed to salvage few items, but the rest lost everything to the fire.
잘라보신 지혜때 마술라 인데베로 아니 다 공실로 아니 배워친다.
I could not save anything. They must be worth over 400,000. I'm not really sure how the fire broke out. I could not say exactly, as I had just returned from my office. Before the incident happened, I was in the kitchen, but the gas was off. After that, I went to pay my laborers, and that was when I heard the fire broke out. I think the fire might have started from an electric socket.
सकेटले बिजुली सकेटले जोजो जुम्ची थोम्न
फिश फ्राई गर्दाखेरि यो करेब यो ओइलबाट यो आगो लागेको भन्दैछ तर हामी
They say the fire started from a frying pan. As the fire started, I rushed to get my important things like documents and cash. But on my way, the fire spread into our room and we were forced to stop and return. We ran out. One of my friends suffered burns on his hand, but he managed to come out safely.
रुममा पस्दैछिन माथिबाट पुरा यो ग्यास पड्केर पुरा आगो आगो भयो हाम्रो रुममा
I sell vegetable and was in vegetables market. I heard that fire broke out and my mother was already there. So I came running here. When I reached here, my brother was taking out the sofa set. I managed to take out one fridge and again I went inside to get out the TV set. But as the gas cylinder exploded, I could not. So me and my mother ran outside. Luckily, no injuries happened.
Both my shop and house are here. I got nothing. I lost all my belongings to the fire. I had some cash in my house, but I could not get it. I didn't even get a single cloth. Now I don't have anything. My husband was inside the house having lunch during the fire. When the gas cylinder exploded, he was stuck inside, but he somehow managed to escape.
A man who ran a hotel in the building has confirmed to the police that the fire started from gas leakage. Meanwhile, emergency kits and temporary shelters were provided to the victims by the Thomde disaster team. A cash simso of 15,000 nguyetom each was provided to the victims by the Kidu office. Compiled for Kilewanchu, Tsringda Magalsen, BBS News.
The two Bhutanese, a 16-year-old student of Thimphu Higher Secondary School and a 27-year-old driver who were kidnapped on 22nd February, were returned to their families last Saturday. The mother of the abducted student paid 2 million nguyetom as ransom to the kidnappers. Initially, on the night of the incident, 3 Bhutanese, 2 boys and a man, were kidnapped from Samtse Gyok in Thimphu. However, one of the boys with speech disorder was released by the kidnappers the next morning. According to one of the eyewitnesses, there were 6 armed men who took the abductees at gunpoint. The incident took place at Nana Piggery farm in Samtse village, commonly known as Bur. The piggery is located above the Thimphu-Sarwang highway, about 600 meters away from Indo-Bhutan border. The much-awaited Damchu Chukha bypass is now expected to be complete by the end of next year. Initially, it was to be completed by 2013. But later, the deadline was extended to 2015 and now for another 2 years.
The government initiated the Damchu Chukha bypass in 2010 to ease traffic and travel time between Thimphu and Phuntsling. There is no specific agreement drawn for this work between Dantak and Ministry of Works and Human Settlement.
We would not have done as we are doing today because the road actually belonged to them for administrative and technical inputs into the road. And because we suggested for a bypass, it became part of their existing highway. So because of that, we could not imagine or we could not have drawn up any agreement.
He added, had there been an agreement, the ministry would have a reason to take over once the specified time period expires. The ministry also said, due to rugged terrain, the work was delayed.
We are not able to make them commit in specific deadlines because we should also understand what kind of the challenges they face. For example, the challenges of the topography is very steep, especially in the rocky areas towards the Chukha side. It's very dangerous to work. Because of all this, I think they are delayed. But in spite of all these things, we are trying our best to follow up.
The construction of 3 bridges along the bypass is also in progress, with one at Sirupachu completed. Once the bypass is complete, it is expected to reduce travel time by 1 hour. Sringdama Galson, BBS News.
Local residents of Trongsa fear powerful sound waves and tremors originating from blastings carried out to widen east-west highway could damage the centuries-old Trongsa zone. Those residing nearby say deafening sounds from the blasts that echoes throughout the valley every night could cause irreparable damage to their historical fortress.
The highway's widening is underway at a place called Viewpoint, where travelers and tourists stop to admire the age-old fortress from. It provides a clear view of the zone, which is on the other side, about 700 meters away, measured in a straight line. Local residents say the sound from the blast is jarring and that they are kept awake throughout the night sometimes. They said it can be heard as far as in Sherapling, which is about 13 kilometers away from the viewpoint.
We can feel the vibration of the blasting and at times even fear that the houses might collapse.
The blasting activities are carried out near the zone. It's powerful and could cause damages to the structure. I stay in Sherabling and still I feel the vibration and hear the blast. At times it disturbs our sleep.
Another local resident said blasting activities being carried out these days is manifold compared to the one during the construction of Mandichu Hydropower Project's dam in 2013. The historical fortress had sustained hairline cracks on its wall suspected to be caused by blasting from the dam's construction.
In 2013, the Mangdechu Hydroelectric Project Authority and the Trongsa Dzongkhag administration exchanged number of letters. Several rounds of meetings were held and number of research activities were carried out to find out the real cause of the cracks on Trongsa Dzong. However, no concrete conclusions were made. Later, the Mangdechu Hydroelectric Project Authority approved over 30 million newton as a social corporate responsibility to renovate the zone. But now the residents of Trongsa are questioning why only Mangdechu Hydroelectric Project was blamed during that time for carrying out the blasting activities, and why not the contractors who are carrying out the widening works these days.
They say they are going to control the blasting, but I don't think so. Unlike the case with the MHPA, the local residents aren't making an issue out of it.
Recently, the Trongsa Dzongkhag administration met with the contractor Galcon Infra Private Limited, responsible for the widening work. The administration had advised the contractor to carry out controlled blasting.
This is a government project. We have to break through, and we are trying to do our controlled blasting. Each holes generate sound energy, and by reducing the number of holes, we are trying to reduce the sound waves, so that the impact is very less.
He explained during a controlled blasting, they use only 3 amaldine, that is ammonium nitrate, instead of 11. Likewise, he also said they have also reduced the number of holes being drilled. It has been about 2 months since the cutting of the 100-meter rock began at the viewpoint. It is about to complete. Ugendoji said they could have finished the work in about a month's time had it not been for controlled blasting. For Sujaman Thapa in Tongsa, Dojijama, BBS News.
Menjong Sorik Pharmaceutical Unit, the production division of National Institute of Traditional Medicine, is not able to meet its demand for essential drugs in the country. This, officials say, is mainly due to decrease in medicinal herb collectors and expansion of units branches in hospitals across the country.
The National Traditional Medicine Unit produces 10 metric tons of various essential drugs annually. However, this is still short of about 40% of its demand.
Unlike in other hospitals, here they don't provide us with enough medicines. If we are from within Thimphu, we just get the required dose.
We do get the required medical services from the Menjong Sorik Pharmaceutical Unit, but when it comes to providing medicine, due to its limited and challenging production, they issue limited quantity.
Sharap Tenzin, the head of Menjong Sorik Pharmaceuticals Unit, explained, over the years the number of herb collectors in the country has decreased, which impacted the supply of herbs. He said most of the collectors are now into cordyceps collection, which is more lucrative. Depending on the species of herbs, the collectors are paid from 50 newton to 3,000 newton per kilogram.
The shortages are mainly due to decrease in number of our collectors, especially for altitude medicine plants, and also with the expansion of traditional medicine service to the BHU level, we have an increase in demand, but the production has remained status quo, the capacity wise. So we have 10 metric ton capacity without overtime and shift.
From 47 traditional medicine units in 2010, today there are 58 such units across the country. By the end of current 5-year plan, 6 more will be set up. Dorjit Singh, the Director General of Department of Traditional Medicine Services, said they had plans to establish a manufacturing machine center at Gidakom in Thimphu during the current 5-year plan. 172 million newton was also provided by the Government of India for the purpose. However, since it was not enough, the Health Ministry reallocated the budget to other works and deferred the plan to the next 5-year plan. Meanwhile, to meet the increasing demand, some suggest the government should encourage people to cultivate medicinal herbs domestically.
To address the shortage of medicinal herbs supply, the collectors should be paid more. Also, it would be better if those available in the country are better nurtured and managed. For the ones that are imported, we can look at cultivating in the country. That way, we can increase production and meet the demand.
The Traditional Medicine Unit in the country was established in 1967 and started producing indigenous medicines from mid-90s. For Choni Jamso, Tamchuzam, PBS News.
The Thimphu Tech Park, Bhutan's first IT park, is looking optimistic today after suffering many criticisms since its establishment in early 2012. It has been criticized as being a liability than an asset to the economy. Although it ran on a commercial motive, it did not declare any profits so far. The park employed less than 300 people, far below its capacity to give jobs to more than 1,000 people.
Today, the park has become a bustle of activities with hundreds of graduates and undergraduates sitting behind computers and catering to the global market. It boasts of employing more than 700 individuals, most of them female. Quite contrary to a year ago, today the spaces within the park are more or less occupied or booked. Scan Cafe, a US-based photo editing company, occupies almost half the total space and provides employment to some 500 individuals. Scan Cafe accepts pictures from its customers and edits them to make a storybook.
Yeah, so customer sends us all the pictures, and then this is the first stage the pictures go through. We have 3 different stages. We basically select the best images. We don't take all the images the customers sent us. We select the best ones, and then we give them a story according to the date and the time.
The chief executive of Thimphu Tech Park, Tsering Sigedoji, said the total export value of the park has been averaging about 132 million neutrum today. By the end of this year, the park hopes to declare profits for the first time.
We feel that the space within the existing building might be filled up by the end of this year. So there is a possibility that we might need to create more space from next year. And if we are sure that there will be demand for more space next year, then we have to start building or creating more space from now itself.
He said the only challenge the tech park faced today was in reaching out to potential tenants across the world. The IT park is 100% ownership of Druk Holding and Investments. There are no Indian-based companies in the park. Nirub Gelson for BBS News.
Uneven manholes scattered across Thimphu city is causing inconvenience to car owners driving the city's roads. While some manholes are raised above the surface, others are sunk below the road level, leaving gaps and holes. Commuters believe it is a result of improper planning and maintenance.
Manholes in roads and sidewalks are covered openings for a worker to enter and reach the underground pipes, wires, and drains that need to be examined or repaired. But according to commuters, uneven manholes are causing damages to their cars. It also poses danger to pedestrians.
This is surprise na nepal su tenom dalla. Tenga chigani gari top dalu te migu phoni nyengkai dubal. Anbeni tamadu bomdu su finbi na gwas. Okandis gari ana zijumula. Zijumida gari yulbiring this mebjo teteras yulbiring this sogop timela. Chapchabi galente.
The water gets collected in the manholes during rainy season, and when we drive over it, we accidentally splash water on people and we end up paying fines.
If
the manholes are fixed, it will become comfortable for the commuters and also the road will look smooth.
According to an engineer with Thimphu Tromde, 15 manholes are maintained every year. The maintenance includes leveling of manholes with the road.
It has to be. Technically, manholes should be in the same level as the road. When we do resurfacing, we don't work on all the roads together. So when we work on different schedules depending on the history of the road, we face problems with the level of the road and manholes. We are going to check where the resurfacing is required and do the maintenance accordingly. Some manholes fall under the Bhutan Power Corporation and Bhutan Telecom Limited. After finalizing the tender packages, we are planning on raising the manholes together.
The maintenance will start by March this year, according to the municipal office. In about 2 months' time from now, the municipal office hopes to repair all uneven manholes in the city. Compiled for Sangeet Chezom, Kila Yangdan, BBS News.
City bus parking near Changlimitang has been identified as a new place for the street hawkers to sell their food items. Economic Affairs Minister Norbu Wangchu said this during a meeting with the street hawkers recently.
This is the place where street hawkers will now sell their food items. But they will be allowed to sell only after 7 in the evening. Street hawkers heaved a sigh of relief when the government made the decision last week.
Tiru mi kangal tenanzum de da logdi zonchu anzum beshimnale kangal de se subon sino de sem lo gawada chani de se bere dangachi tem samchi sabacham mi sabachap chani dume chani do rab group be
na kak chabe shine go to de chimkire tab masuk namsame kangal bombe thin dale pha khatsa khanim lempo de so jen garagi ani logi thop lapsile de henkera sem gai se shuni
chi chanda de ro khongi lamruda chidi ki beta ta chomda lo nga chi gi ta genche du so ro khongi ani dongala bai dongkhep du so kha pumni gi khare du so go to khai sham la ba la shuble gu chu ani chugo pe kana de bala ta anda thik nga chi benibe.
A formal inauguration will be held in March before they start doing their business. The ban was imposed in November last year after the police along with Thimphu and Bafra took the initiative to disallow street hawkers from selling food items along the street. The stakeholders said it littered the city and increased crime rate. They also had said the food items sold were not safe to consume. Sonam Singh, PBS News.
Well, then that's all we have for you tonight. Join us next week, same time and same channel. Thank you for watching.